let's say you need to print one of those labels. Let's say you get a book or something and there's no label, or the label isn't very good, or you changed something on it. Let's get you into the main inventory program. So it's IVM. You'd either touch the one up here or type in IVM, whatever's easiest. You should have a button on your screen somehow. It's your main bookstore screen. So click that. If it asks you for the company password, it's BOLO, BOLO. Enter. What store? Now, if you're out in like Surprise, it's gonna automatically come up with store 2, but I'm store 1, so I'm just gonna leave it. It automatically defaults. So I'm gonna hit OK. Now I have some options here. You're never really gonna add something unless you're finding something's not in your inventory, then we'll add it. But for this discussion, we're going to just change. Just forget that it says delete. That's confusing. You're changing something. All right, so you've got this book here and there's no tag on it, or you're going to change something, or you just want to look at the details of it. So I'm going to scan it. This is everything about the book. Now, these keys up here show a lot. It can show like how many you've sold per day, things like that. Now for me, I can click invoice history and it says on February 19th, I received 5 of them. So that's sometimes nice to know. I'm not sure if you guys have that feature remotely. I know that when I'm remote logging in to your store, it always kicks me out in that area, but it might just be that the mothership has to look at that information. So anyway, there's a couple things here. Let's say it's the wrong category. You know, maybe it was accidentally marked as Living for Christ, or whatever. For reference, you can click 0 and then hit organize by category number. We have, I think it's through 109. So see how shipping number 1, packaging, let's see, that's the finance category, pamphlets. The MISC, you should never have anything MISC. If you do, that's an issue. Not sure about that one. Now we get into Bibles, NIV, NIRV, so it's the category number. So if I double clicked, that one's going to highlight, obviously it's not NIRV. And I just happen to know that reference is 040 and I hit enter and it changes it. But I know those because I work with them so often. So we're going to just keep scrolling down, look at audio fiction, children's, Living for Christ, dating, family. See, there's different fiction, adult, child, and teen. Gift books, leadership. Okay, are we getting to personal growth? No, we're going to do reference for this. There it is. You can either double click it or you can single click it and click select, whatever's easiest. So you're going, okay, it's done. Now, double checking the price, just so you know a little history about it. Suggested retail, we round up just the 1 penny because we don't do tax or anything. And this is the discount we get through wherever we buy it. So the bookstore actually paid $2.27. Says I have 6 on hand. If it ever drops below 4, it's going to automatically reorder when we do a report. Tells me my publisher, it's Rose Publishing. Now backlist means it's always going to reorder. It's an active book. If I ever discontinue it, then it's never going to show up on another report ever again. And somehow that sometimes happens, which is a bad thing, because if we go below 4, I'm not going to be notified. We could be out of them and I will never be told. That's why it's always important that we keep those going accurately. The rest of them I don't use ever, unless I buy a bunch of books on consignment, or I get a bunch of books on consignment from somebody that we didn't pay for but we're selling through here. But again, I think I've done that like twice in 7 years. So I'm going to hit options to save. And sometimes if it's something I change, it's going to ask me, do I want to change the other stores? And it depends. If you change it everywhere, like let's say you changed the category. Well, if you change it everywhere and then they don't have an updated label printed, they're not going to know and their books are going to be all lost. So I would say if you're at a remote location and you're changing something, just change it at your site. If you think it's something that needs to change at every bookstore, still just change it at your site, but you need to email me because I have to let every other site know that they have to print new labels for this one particular book. But so you've done something, you've changed it. Now you've saved it. Now you're going to go up here to print labels, and it's going to automatically populate in here the last book that you were in, okay, which is this one. How many copies do you want? If you have 6 copies, you need to print 6 labels, and you need to find every one of those books, and you're going to hit OK, and a label will print out, and I just take it and I cover the entire barcode of that book. Now I'm going to hit escape, and I'm back to my normal. Now, one other example of why you're going to want to be in this book is, let's say the price was wrong or whatever. You would change the pricing here. It's actually $4.99, and you round up to 5. That's where you would make these kind of changes and go through the save, and I'm just changing it back. Go through, the save, and if it's a price change, we probably should notify me, and we'd need to print tags for everybody. But ultimately, this just helps you get a lot of information and print out labels. Now you can, I'm going to hit save, you can just go to this, and it could be blank. Like if you weren't in a previous file, you could just hit it, and you can scan whatever book you want and print however many tags you want. Let's say some are just messy, or you can't see them, or they're half torn. You just need to print new tags. Then just go to the barcode up top here, and I think you can do this from your home screen too. Yeah, the last one will populate, but if you weren't in a book beforehand. So you can print tags that way.